Have a seat, so just cross the legs, sit nice and tall. Just ground through the seat bones. Rest the hands on the knees, and then lift up even more through the chest. So really try and exaggerate the posture. Imagine someone's pulling a piece of string out through the crown of the head. So you're lengthening as much as you can through the spine. So you're going to find this natural curve into the lower back. So don't be afraid of that curve, but just make sure you're drawing the abdomen in to meet and support that curve. So imagine you're almost trying to magnetize front of the belly to the lower back. So can you draw in front and back and keep that connection throughout the class? Chin, so it's parallel to the floor, so back of the neck is nice and neutral. No stress or tension into the back of the neck. And then just bring the hands into prayer heart center. Take a big inhale, reach up to the sky. And then exhale, open and twist to the right side. Inhale, reach back up to the ceiling. Open and twist to the left. And just go a couple of times each side, warming up through the spine. Inhale. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, over to the left. So each time, just see if there's a bit more height through the spine. So lift up. And take it to the right. Lift up. And take it over to the left. On the next one, lift up. Reach up tall, interlace the hands, stretch the heels of the hands away. Look up towards the ceiling, exaggerate the extension in the back, send the chest forwards. And then as you exhale, let the palms come to face towards the body, round through the upper back, curl all the way through the backs of the shoulder blades. Flip the palms, inhale, reach up, extend through the back. Exhale, flip the hands round through the spine. So pulling the knuckles away from you to open between the shoulders. Flip the hands, inhale, reach up. And then last one, exhale, round. Keep the hands reaching out. Take the palms so they face one another. Release the feet so you can place the feet to the floor. And then you don't want to be sat on the seat bones. You want to rock onto the back of the seat bones. So we've already got this nice big curve through the spine. And you're going to roll down to where you find your biting point. So where you can feel tension holding in the abdominals, where you have to really draw the navel to spine to keep you there. But you want this C shape from the head through the neck, through the back, through the lower back to the tailbone. And then come onto the tiptoes. You're not using the feet for too much support, just the tiptoes. You're going to extend the right leg out and then bend the right knee. Extend the left leg out and then bend the left knee. All the time you're pulling the navel to spine and you should be fighting to hold yourself there. So you should be working through the waist to hold yourself there. Go for another 4 each side. So lower, light touch, extend and lower. Extend and lower, extend and lower. Keep reaching through the fingertips. So the more you reach, the more we curve through the upper back. And then on that one, let the toes rest. Let the feet come to the floor. Inhale, just sit up, hold the front of the thighs, the front of the shins, lift through the chest. And then curl back down, round back through the spine. And this time you're going to let the forearms come down behind you. So fingers pointing towards your toes. Pull the waist in, so try not to stick the waist forwards. Pull the belly in, so we're now scooping under again onto the tailbone. Extend the right leg out, so my left leg stays bent. Gonna lift the right leg up to the sky. Pull the toes to the face, and then drive the heel down, but don't let it touch the floor. Point the toes. Lift the right leg. Pull the toes to the face. Drive that heel down. Point, lift, pull the navel in, toes to the face, drive down. Another 3 on that side. So keep lengthening the leg as you move. So make that movement as long as is possible. Point the toes, lift, draw the toes back, extend. One more, point the toes, lift, Draw the toes back and extend. Now hold it there. Small pulses. Keep stretching that right heel away. And then slowly reach the right arm out towards the right toes. And then you've got to hold with the waist. Reach the left arm out. Holding it there. Pulsing that right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest it to the floor. Reach the arms overhead. Big inhale, breath. And then exhale, breath. Reach the arms up to the sky. Curl up through the shoulders. Reach up. Roll up. Pull the belly button back in. Curl and reach. So you're reaching as much as you're drawing back in through the navel. Stretch towards the right toes. And then roll it back down. As smooth as you can. Roll the tailbone under. Pull the belly button in. Squeeze the glutes as you roll down. Take the arms up overhead. Big inhale, breath. Exhale, reach the arms back up. Curl up through the chest. Then the upper back. Then the middle back until you come to the lower back. Reach and stretch. Reach and stretch. Lengthen forwards. Last one down. Rolling. Pull the navel in. So it's a smooth roll down towards the ground. Slow it down. Arms overhead, inhale. Exhale, reach the arms up. Come to seated, stretch up. Pull the waist in, stretch the arms away from you. And then bring the forearms back down. Fingers to point towards the toes. Swap, so bend the right leg, push the right foot to the floor. Extend the left leg out. So just start by pulling the waist back in. So easy for our hips to tilt forwards. I want you to take the tailbone under, flatten a bit of the lower back towards the ground, and then hover that left leg off the floor. Point the left toes, inhale, lift, draw the toes back to the face, exhale, drive down, but catch the foot so it doesn't hit the floor. Point the toes. Inhale, lift, pull the toes back, catch the foot before it hits the floor. Point the toes. And lift. Keep pulling the waist in, toes back, extend. And each time you're extending, you're trying to point further and drive further away. So you're trying to make that left leg even longer. Each time you move, stretch, point, lift, heel drives down. So leg is active. Should see the thigh engaged. So just above the knee. You're wearing tight yoga trousers. You should see the quadricep working. Take it away, and on this one you're going to start pulsing. Now really think about pulling the belly in. You know where we're going, so we've got to lift up a little more through the chest, engage those upper abdominals, and then reach the left arm out. Try and hold it, reach the right arm out. Holding it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest to the floor. Take an inhale breath. Should feel that now when you open out. And then exhale, arms up to the sky, curl up, reach up, and stretch forwards. So I want you to think, remember those pads that you used to catch a tennis ball on, you know, the Velcro ones? How it's like really hard to pull them apart. So it's like your mat is Velcro and your spine is Velcro. So it closes down, reach up and over. And then as we come up, it's almost hard to lift up. So we've got to pull the Velcro apart. So it's a smooth movement. The whole thing doesn't just pull apart. We roll it up and roll it down. Inhale, big stretch, open. This can be your last one coming up. Reach the arms to the ceiling. Curl up, stretch up. And then take the right leg out next to the left leg. Reach forwards and just fold the body forwards. Stretch through the backs of the legs. Give the head a little shake. Give a release. Nod yes. Wriggle side to side, no. And then just come up. Move slightly further forwards on your mat so you've got space behind you. You're going to lie down onto your back. Bring the knees so they stack directly above the hips. And your shins are parallel, so it's easier to bring the knees closer. I want you to make sure your knees are above your hips. You've got 90 degrees behind the knees, 90 degrees torso to thighs. Reach the arms up to the sky and have your palms so they face towards the knees. Take the right arm overhead, but don't let the right hand touch the floor. And kick the left leg away. Don't let the left leg touch the floor. So opposite arm, opposite leg holding. Bring the right hand in and bring the left leg in. Take the left arm out. Take the right leg out. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Then we're going to move a little bit quicker. So just zip the abdominals in, magnetize front body to back body. Left leg, right arm, out and in. Left arm, right leg, and in. Don't have to take it all the way. Take it to where you're comfortable. You want to feel tension through the front of the body. Don't want to feel too much lift through the back of the body. There'll be slight movement, that's okay. Controlling that slight movement is what we're trying to do. Go for another 2 each side. Really magnetize front to back. And then last one, bring it in, hug your knees to the chest. Give a rock from side to side. And then you're going to place the feet down for a moment, tuck the tailbone under. So find that connection, working the abdomen down, pushing the lower back to the floor, and then bend the right knee. So your right knee is in that tabletop position. Take your hands on top of one another and push your hands onto that right knee. So you're pushing the right knee away. At the same time, I want you to try and pull that right knee into the chest. So you're pushing and trying to pull, then curl up. So now there should be tension in that circle. So through the torso, up through the right leg, down through the left and the right hand. Bring the left knee in and kick out. Bring it in and kick out. So keep pushing through the hands. Keep pushing the lower back into the floor. And then at the same time, concentrate on lengthening that left leg and coming in. Lengthening and coming in. Go for 3 more. Out and in. Out and in. Keep pushing into the knee. Out and in. Place both feet down. Feel it into the front of the right thigh. Just take the arms out and let both knees drop over to the left. Gaze to the right. So just stretch out through that right thigh, through the hip flexors on that right side. And then bring it back. Reset. So tuck the tailbone, lift the left knee. If you can remember which hand you placed on top, swap over, but it doesn't matter if you can't. Push into that knee, pull the knee towards you, and then lift up. So we engage upper abdominals. Right knee in. Now you're trying to push the lower back to the floor. Keep pushing the knee, stretch the right leg out and come in. Stretch out and come in. Go for 5. Remember to push and pull the knee. So that's the work, this circle here, through the left thigh, through the waist, through the upper abdominals, the chest and the shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back, place both feet down, take the arms out to the side, this time both knees over to the right. Stretch out through that left hip and left thigh. And then come back. Come up to a seat. Just cross your legs over. You're going to shoot over onto all fours. From all fours, just let your hips come forward. So stretch out the thighs into an up dog stretch, just opening through the front of the hips and the pelvis. You can look over the left shoulder and the right shoulder, just release the head. And the neck maybe rolls through the neck. both ways if you're doing so. Okay. And then all fours. So hands, knees, straight spine. So if we had a tray on our back, we're not going to drop the tray. We're not dipping in the hips, nor are we overarching. We've just got this flat spine. Take the right leg back and then lift the right leg so it's in line with the body. Pull the waist in. I'm going to take the left arm out to the side. Just holding there, finding balance. And then start to draw circles with that left arm, just to encourage a bit more stabilization. Change the direction of those circles. And then hold the arm still, circles with the right leg. Keep pulling the waist in. You can look directly down to the floor, so we keep the neck nice and neutral. Take the circles the other way. And then take the left arm out in front of you, right leg behind, inhale. Exhale, pull elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more, stretch out, stay there. Left hand down and come to both forearms. Your right leg is still extended. Your waist is still pulling in, pushing down into the arms, neck nice and long. Lower the right toes and then lift that right leg. I want you to be kicking away with the heel. So stretching the heel back, toes pulling down towards the floor, pulling back towards the body. So you start to feel it through the hamstring, the back of the leg. Slow movements. You have a little squeeze at the top. Feel it into the glutes. Go for another 4. Lower. 3. Lower. 2. Lower. 1. Now hold that there. So keep kicking the heel away. Keep the thigh and the hip where it is. Bend the right heel to the right glute and re-extend the leg. Bend and re-extend. Bend and re-extend. So it should be really firing up through the hamstring. And extend, bend, and extend. 3 more. Bend, extend and lengthen. So each time you extend, it's a chance to stretch that leg out. And then bring the right knee into the chest. Stretch back into a child's pose. Open out around the right hip. Rock a little from side to side. And then come forwards to hands and knees. Spine nice and straight. Once more, take that left leg out. Keep the spine in a long line. Lift the left leg in line with the body. Pull the waist in. Now take the right arm out to the side. The right fingertips stretch out. Left heel kicks back. And then circles with that right arm. As you're circling, keep reaching the right fingertips as far over to the right side as you can. So the more you can stretch out, the more we open through the shoulder. Take the other way. And then keep circle that left leg. So small movements, tiny movements. Keep the torso nice and stable. And change direction. And then guide your right arm out in front of you. Hold it there, waist in. Inhale, exhale, round. Elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, round. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, round. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, round. Hold this one out. Reach that right arm forwards, kick. the left arm back, left leg back, sorry, and come to forearms. Hands down, push into the hands. So just be conscious of dropping the chest, push into the back of the shoulders, start to lower that left leg, and then extend. Lower and extend, keeping the left heel pushing away, keeping the toes pulling back to the body. So start to feel it in the left leg, in the hamstring. Go for another 5, lower, 4, lower, 3, lower, 2, lower, 1. Hold that left leg away, so keep kicking the heel away. Now bend the left knee and extend. Try and keep the left thigh where it is, so try not to lose the height of the left thigh. Keep reminding yourself to push down into the arms, to push into the back of the shoulders, and to pull the waist in. Go for 5, extend, 4, extend, 3, extend, 2, extend, final 1, extend, bring the left knee next to the right knee, stretch back into your child's pose, rock from side to side, and then come all the way forwards onto your front, lying down on your mat. Place your hands, make a pillow, rest the forehead down, and then point the toes back, pull the waist in. Want to lift the toes and the legs off the floor. So squeezing through the glutes, pointing the toes as far back as you can. And then we're going to lift up, take the arms out to the side, hold it there for 5, lift the chest more, 4, point the toes higher, 3, squeeze the glutes, 2, and 1. Hands back together, rest down, forehead to hands, relax the legs, shake the hips. And then a little bit more intense through the lower body. So get ready, pull the waist in, and then bring the feet back towards the hips. So you might want to take your knees a fraction wider so you can squeeze the heels together. Start by keeping the upper body down, push the heels to the sky. So as you push the heels up, should feel the glutes work, and then you're going to lift the upper body, take the arms out to the side. Keep trying to kick your heels as high as they'll go. Holding for 5, lift the chest for 4, 3, 2, 1, let it go. Rest the hands, rest the lower body, shake it out. And then push into the hands, stretch back into a child's pose with the knees nice and wide. Sit the hips back, stretch out the lower back. Breathe into the chest, breathe into the shoulders, relax through the arms. Take a big full inhale and a big long exhale. Full inhale and a big long exhale. And then come forwards. We're going to lie onto our side. So lie on your right hip, first of all. So whichever way your head is, you want your right hip down and right forearm down. So forearm is parallel to the top of the mat. Heels are in line with my hips. Knees are bent. And then I'm going to lift that right side waist so I don't sink into that right side waist. Lift the left arm up to the sky and then lift your hips off the floor. Take your left arm overhead and then exhale, lower the hips, stretch the left arm down to the feet. So inhale, lift up, stretch over. Exhale, lower, reach down to the feet. 3 more. Inhale, lift, stretch that left arm over, squeeze that right side. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. squeeze the right hip. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Okay, so it's the right side oblique. So now stretch your right arm out. So all the way out, rest your head on your bicep and extend your legs out. So reach the legs long. Left fingertips can come just in front of the chest for balance. Just watch that left hip doesn't roll forwards. Try and keep your hips stacked. See if you can keep a little bit of space here underneath the right hip. So just a tiny amount of space. Now squeeze the legs together. Pull the toes back to the face and lift the hips off the floor and lower. Lift and lower. So now we're working that top side. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Go for another 5. Squeezing the legs. Little hold at the top so you find that activation around the left hip. Go for 3. Lower. 2. Lower. 1. Lower. Bend the bottom knee and keep the left top leg long. So just push that left hip down. Try not to let the left hip curl up. Reach that left leg out. So still long through the arm, the top right arm. Left hand can come just back inside. Going to lower the left leg and then lift. Lower and lift. So it can touch the floor, but just try not to rest it down. We want to keep active. So keep reminding yourself to lift that right waist and keep the left side long. So it's easy for that left side waist to scrunch up. Want us to keep lengthening that left side. Go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now reach your left arm out in front of you. So stretch it out in front of you and then take it down to the floor. So you've got a bit more stability as you reach through that left arm and grip the floor. Point the left toes. Take the left leg back, so behind the body, and then bring it back into line. Take it back and into line. So as you take it back, you'll feel it challenge the front of the body and bring it back. Take it back and here. Take it back and here. Take it back and in line. Go for 3 more. So it should be starting to feel quite heavy around the outside of that left hip. 2. And then 1. Keep the left leg reaching back. Extend the right leg and bend the left knee now. Bring it in front of you. So your left knee comes right in front of the hip. Left heel stays down. So your ankle, the inside of the ankle is touching the left side of the floor. With that left hand, just push your hip away. So this side of the waist wants to scrunch up. We want to push that left hip down. Open the left knee up. Feel quite a pain in the outside left hip, quite a contraction, and then lower it down. Lift and lower. So not only are we trying to contract the outside, we're trying to lengthen the inside of the left thigh. So go for another 8 and lower in. 7 in. 6 in. Find that squeeze here in the outside of the left hip. 5, lower. 4, lower. 3, lower. 2, remind yourself to lift that right side waist. 1, now hold it there. Right hand can come just in front. Point your right toes. Lift the whole right leg, keeping the knee bent, and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep that right waist lifting. Just tapping the floor. Feel it into the outside of the right hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that right left knee there. Roll onto your back. Bend the right leg. Place it to the floor. Left ankle on the right thigh. reach through, interlace, and as you pull that right thigh in, should be quite a juicy stretch around the outside of the left hip. Okay, and then let that go. Rock up to a seat. We'll do the same sequence on the other side. So you're on the left hip, knees bent, feet in line with the hips. First of all, you're just on your forearm. So we're working that underneath side waist, that left side waist. Right arm up to the sky. Inhale, you're going to lift the hips, reach that right arm overhead. So I'm strengthening that left side. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up and over. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up and over. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up and over, lift. Little bit higher, a hold and lower. 2 more, lift up, stretch, open, and then lower. This will be your last one, lift up. We'll hold, squeeze that left side waist, and then lower. Take your left arm out, so stretch all the way, rest the head, extend the legs, so pull the toes back to the face. Now it's this right side we're working, so make sure there's space underneath, just for you to inch your finger underneath, squeeze the legs, lift, lower. So your right fingertips can offer support, trying to use this right side waist to lift, to control that lift and lower. Squeeze the inner thighs, go for 5, 4, remember magnetize front to back, 3, 2, and 1. Hold, 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 and then rest. Bend the bottom leg. Keep that top leg kicking out. Now push that right hip away. So lengthen that right side. Feel the left side lift slightly. Lift the right leg and lower. Lift and lower. So slow, controlled movement. Keep the heel driving away. Keep the waist lifting. Keep the navel pulling to the spine. Front to back connection. Long through that right leg. Go for another 5. Lower. 4. Lower. 3. Lower. 2. Lower. 1. Hold it. Right arm reaches out. Right hand comes down to the floor. So a bit more of a base. Point the right toes. Stretch the right leg back. Feel that tension through the front line. And then bring it back in line. Take it back and in line. Take it back and in line. Try not to drop. So keep it high. Take it back and in line. 5, 4, 3. Feeling it now. 2. And this will be your last one. And then you're bringing that right knee all the way forwards, bending your right knee, stretching your left leg out. So inside of the right ankle is to the floor. Just remind yourself to push that right hip back, lift the left side, open, feel the squeeze in the outside, lengthen your right inner thigh and lower. Lengthen and lower. Open, squeeze the outside of the right hip and lower. 7, lower. 6, lower. Keep lifting that left side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Use your right hand for support. Point those right toes. Lift the right thigh. Lower. Keep the torso still. So lift and lower. Lift and lower. Go for 6. Lower. 5. Lower. 4. Lower. 3. Lower. 2. Lower. 1. Hug that right knee light onto your back. Bend the left knee. Place the right ankle on the left thigh. reach through. Oh my God, this kills. Ow. Reach through and pull that left thigh in. Oh my gosh, I don't even think I can get that close. Oh, so you should feel that in the outside of the right hip. And then if you don't, it's okay, because I'm feeling it for you. Feeling it for 10 people. Okay. And then release. Both feet down. Take the arms out. Just rock from side to side. And then we've got one more kind of glute hip exercise. We're doing a bit of that today, but we're nearly there. Okay, so come back. Tailbone under. Arms down by the side. Push both feet into the floor. We're going to roll up through the spine and lift the hips to the sky. So be controlled. Pull the waist in. Tailbone under, glutes on. Now your left leg is going to stay really strong. Trying to keep that right hip exactly where it is as you bring the right knee into the chest and point the right leg up to the sky. So it doesn't matter if it's not quite straight, but try and keep that right hip lifted. Lower the right leg, but not to touch the floor, and lift. A bit of a similar exercise to what we did before, but more strengthening through the hips. You should feel it into the back of the left leg. 5, keep lifting. 4, points up. 3, up. 2, up. 1, keep it long, lift the hips, and then lower. Rest the right leg. Swap. Bring the right leg in. Roll the tailbone, lift the hips. This side might be quite hard because it's the hip and the thigh you just worked. So push your right thigh down, push your right foot down, bring the left knee in. Point to the ceiling. Keep your hips lifted if you can. Extend that left leg away and pull back up. Extend away and pull back up. Remind yourself to lengthen the tailbone. Pull the waist in. For 3, lift. For 2, lift. For 1, hold it. Hips a fraction higher. And then roll it down. Bring the knees into the chest. Good going. Take your knees out to the side. Happy baby. Reach for the feet. Rock that around. Move around in the lower back. And then plant the feet to the floor. Hold on to the back of the head. So support the back of the head and the neck. Curl up. Waist in. Upper abdominals on. And then coming back to a variation of what we did before, but harder. A bit more work through the upper abdominals. So point your toes. Holding here, pull the waist in. Now extend the right leg. Keep the belly in. Swap. So without the pause that we had before, just swap, swap. Keep navel to spine. And if you're comfortable there through the upper abdominals, the head and the neck, reach the arms out towards the sides. And then adding that extension. So next time your right leg is up, hold it. Lower the right leg. Bring the right leg back up. Swap. Lower the left leg. Bring the left leg back up. And swap. Lower the right leg. Bring it up. Swap. Keep the chest lifted. Lower the left leg. Bring it up. And swap once more each side. Lower the right leg. Keep lifting. Swap. Your last exercise, lengthen. Bring it up. Bend both knees. Recline back down. Take the arms overhead. Interlace the hands. Stretch the heels of the hands away. Stretch the legs out. Point the toes. Really, really stretch. And then roll all the way over onto your front. Take the hands underneath the shoulders and push up. So come into your up dog. So just open through the front of the body. Stretch out. Push the hands down. Lift the chest forwards. And then chin in. Tuck the toes, take it back into a down dog. So stretch, full body stretch, waist in, lengthen the heels away, push down through the hands, stretch through the backs of the legs, through the shoulders, through the chest. Bend the knees, walk the feet in towards the hands, and just fold the body forwards. Let the whole body be heavy. Hold opposite elbows, rock and sway from side to side. Let go of any tension, any stress, any grip. And then releasing the arms. Curl up, roll up through the spine, taking your time, moving nice and slowly, curling all the way up. Reach the arms to the sky, take a big full breath. And then exhale, hands come down behind the back, interlace the fingers, stretch the chest open, lift the heart forwards, bend the knees, soften and fold. Take it down, stretching through the front of the shoulders, stretching through the back, the hamstrings, and then release the arms down. Roll up once more. Curl up through the spine, nice and slow. Sweep the arms high, inhale. This time, hands to prayer, heart center, exhale. And then let the arms rest down by the side. Steady yourself. Think about your posture. Think about the height through the spine. You find that magnetized area, waist pulling in, lower back connecting, push down into all four corners of the feet, all the toes, the heel, lifting through the thighs, being aware of the sensation and the supports that you've created around the hips and the pelvis. Noticing your overall posture here and trying to take it with you into the rest of the day. And maybe a little ambitious, but maybe the rest of the week. Hands to prayer, heart center. Bow the head in and just thank yourself for giving up time to practice. Namaste.